a new weekly challenge after the Wildfire. So I guess this is in season, I don't know, 9, 10, whenever it was. With the incident that sets Alpha off and pits our heroes against the walkers. Approaching Horde, escape through the gate. Beta is the star hero. He is a really fun, interesting leader, and kind of seems fitting for this weekly challenge. I kind of like that. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but I like the idea that, the character kind of fits the theme of the weekly event. Again, this was when the Whisperers just, decided, hey, look, we're gonna be full on bad guys here. No talking, no agreements, anything like that. This is a fairly sort of typical mission type. You got two characters buying some time for another who is working on the gate. Our ranged character's the best choice, quite possibly. What should be pointed out, of course, and it often comes up, if you have somebody working on the gate, like Beta is, now if he was a ranged character, if Yumiko was to shoot nearby him, and the character opening the gate was a ranged character, had line of sight, and could, and range on Yumiko's target, they would also turn around and shoot, even though they're opening the gate. Always worth remembering for these kinds of missions. Bringing Yumiko along can really, really help. It's like you get an extra gun, basically. Of course, if you're using Beta as your hero, then this isn't really a mission which uses his skills particularly well. He gets to sneak past walkers, earning the chance for additional charge points when he does so, things like that. So he really suits, sort of infiltration or exfiltration type missions. Not these sort of static fight against the Horde kind of things, but let's see what else we got. Junkyard dwellers secure the area. Hey, Io. Cat's come to join us. Okay. So something that we can see right off the bat is that there is no threat counter. Now what I wanted to do was I wanted to start working on that gate to see if anything jumps out. Nothing came for us the moment that we started working on that gate. So that's always very, very handy to know. Is something going to sneak through at the last second? Not really, no. Instead we have a Spiky jumping out of that car somehow. So you're definitely going to have some slightly tougher enemies to deal with right off the bat. Again, we saw that Spiky just make an appearance. Again, not really a mission that makes the most of Beta's abilities. Because even if you sneak past something, it's still going to be on the map. It's a fairly small map and it's going to be coming for you. Now, I want to see if anything happens when we start closing that door. No, it doesn't. So what have we got to work with? So we don't get to use Beta's talents that much. But there's no threat counter, so we may as well make as much noise as we like. Those doors were glowing red. That usually means that something bad is going to happen. Nothing in particular did. I suppose when you close the first one, you better be ready for that Spiky that's going to jump out. It might there might be more tough walker types as you go up in difficulty. That sometimes happens. It's fairly small map, that one. It's a bad thing and a good thing. It's hard to get away from the walkers, but then it's a target-rich environment. If you have weapons that have an area of effect, you're likely to nail a couple of targets at a time. And that's not just ranged characters. You might want to have say, the riot shield on your bruisers, which can hurt enemies. You know, things like the Lucerne hammer, which you might have got from the last seasonal event, can hit 5 enemies at once, that kind of thing. Abandoned camp, collect the supplies, and get out. Let's mix it up a bit. Come on, let's get a little crazy. Now, Rosita. I know somebody who's a real big fan of Rosita. I think Iron Skin, when you get to a very high difficulty, you're just instantly red as soon as you get hit. So, nope. So we didn't get to reroll that. I'm going to keep on trying to work on Rosita. I want to use the old Lucerne hammer. I know that there's people out there who are big fans. I would like some armor with tactical on it, but I need to upgrade that. Let's not muck around. Let's not keep on mucking around with our characters. Let's just get to it. Got a warrior, we got a scout, and we got a T-Dog. Let's see what we can do. So we've got a threat counter here. So that's something to note. As you can see, the weapon that I'm using is reducing that threat, and that means that we can just take things at our own pace. Now I'm going to open this, see if we can get T-Dog some charge points. This is glowing red. Nothing too scary there. This is some pretty standard stuff. Oh. So, if we get past a certain point, we wake that tank from his slumber, and I think that is worth knowing. Before we get to run to the finish line, he's going to pop out. So there's a couple of things that we could do. Now, we can't sneak past him using Beta's leadership trait, because it doesn't work on those kinds of special walkers. But it might be worth remembering, after you've dealt with the mission, you can line everybody up in range of that exit point, and then just sprint them to the end, and you won't even have to deal with that tank. So that's perhaps an option. Nothing too freaky, nothing too weird about these missions so far. They're just straight down the line, classic mission types. Okay. Forest Farm, find the loot and get out. Let's use the same team. Okay, so we've got a threat counter again. That is worth remembering. On these kinds of missions, I always like to remember that the objective is to search the mission. I like to get that done as soon as possible. I think that doing this, sort of working from the back, moving forward is often a good idea. So we've explored the entire map. We found what we needed. There's going to be walkers spawning out of that barn at the back of the map, and we do have the threat counter as well. I think that bringing Glenn along is a pretty good idea. If you're really struggling to get anywhere with Beta as the leader, maybe put Glenn as the leader, and you're just going to be able to search this mission. Just get out of there quick. It's an option. So you might notice that the XP that I've got is doubled. Whenever I see double XP for 60 gold in the shop or whatever, I go for it, because that way you can sell some. You've usually got a stock of equipment for every class that you're just not going to use. Wait until you got that double XP and sell it, and you get plenty. Check the shops to see if that double XP boost is there before you pop the tents on the camp. Get double XP for those, and of course, just do half an hour of gaming, and you're pretty well set. I'm still upgrading all my guys. Ooh, so we have got some flamey guys. I think what we'll do is we will take an assault because that's one of our... Whoa, okay. We'll take an assault because that is one of our daily challenges to get some kills. Let's, yeah, let's do it. Interesting sort of group, this one. We've got a threat counter, and I have neglected to take anything that can reduce the threat count. So the reason why I wanted to take at least one ranged character is because we've got flaming enemies. And I don't want my melee characters constantly bashing their knuckles against enemies that are on fire, because of course they will hurt themselves. Okay, I'm glad that he is rooted. Let's... Oh. Okay, so that's worth noting. We've got a threat counter. Ooh, we should just do this. We've got a threat counter, and when the walkers come out, some of them are on fire. And that isn't very good for us. We can take a couple of knocks, I guess, with our melee characters, but for this one, I think the important takeaway is that there are going to be enemies who are on fire. It definitely restricts what you can do with melee characters. You can still use them. You might find on harder difficulties, though, that you're going to be burning through medkits, just healing them up from yeah, from when they get in close contact with those flaming walking kebabs. You want to get at least 610 stars so that you're getting the maximum number of seasonal event tokens. Of course, you also want to complete the distance as many times as you can with the distance booster on. That's 400 gold. And of course, do the daily event challenges that give you the tokens. Then you'll have more than enough. Secret factory, kill all the walkers. Yeah, we got flaming things, we got spikies, all that kind of good stuff. So we're going to keep Mr. Tall, Lanky, and Scary as the leader to get those extra points. But I don't see him exactly being the MVP in this. We're probably going to be taking things out from a distance. And same as any kill or walkers, you want to take it slow, smooth. Ideally, you're going to deal with the closest walkers, get them dealt with, move forward. What do we got? That's it. Nice, quick, simple, easy mission. That one. Nothing too scary. It's not like some hideous mutated Marlow or something just sort of jumps out at you. What's his name? You know, the spiky walker? Was his name Marlow? Or was it Wesley or something? I can't remember. He had a name anyway. But anyway, the point is that mission, no surprises really. You just kill everything, that's it. That's a nice palate cleanser after the other slightly trickier mission types. So, interesting little mix. Nothing in there that's just too crazy, but if you do have any troubles, please do say, and either I or somebody else will help. But it's a pretty good set. It's a pretty fun set, pretty quick missions. Hopefully you and your guild can do very well. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching.